wonderful thing is tonight I'm not alone. I'm here in studio with some very amazing ladies. They are mothers, and you'll be seeing them very soon. You'll be hearing from them. It's going to be an amazing evening right here in the presence of the Lord. My name is Irene Muhumuza, and I want to welcome you so much for our special communion service on this Mother's Day. We shall be sharing about being mothers, motherhood, about we shall be appreciating the role of mothers in our society and in church today. But before we get there, I would want to encourage you to go to your WhatsApp, go to your Facebook, go to all your social media, groups, and invite your friends, invite all your neighbors, invite your family. Tell them the mothers at Amazing Grace Faith Church are alive. Well, not all of us are here, but we are well represented. Due to the season we are in right now, we are social distancing, so I couldn't have a very big number of them here with me tonight. But I promise you it's going to be a wonderful time in the presence of God, celebrating Mother's Day tonight. Once again, welcome your friends, welcome your neighbors, welcome your family. Remind them that Amazing Grace Faith Church is live right now for communion service. Do not miss out, because in this season we are really into sharing the mysteries. The mystery of Holy Communion is very important due to what is going on with the COVID-19. We want you to stay healthy, we want you to stay in faith, believing God for divine health and living and walking in divine health in this season. So before we can start off, I think let's have a word of prayer, and then I'll be introducing my guests today that have visited us here at Mount Zion Studios. Wherever you are, humble yourselves and let us pray. Father, in the precious name of Jesus, we thank you so much for this wonderful time in your presence. We thank you so much because it's Mother's Day. We as mothers, we thank you so much for the gift and the calling that you have given us to be mothers, to not only to our biological children, but also to the nations, the mothers to nations, to all the people that you brought our way. We thank you so much for the grace that you've bestowed upon us, and we thank you so much, King of Glory, for the far you've brought each and every one of us in this journey of motherhood. And we dedicate this session into your hands, King of Glory. We pray, Holy Spirit, that you come and guide us, come and teach us, come and lead us, and come and make the difference. Come and talk to us. May this be to the glory of your name. In the precious name of Jesus we have prayed. Amen and amen. And just before I introduce our guests tonight, I would want to encourage you. It's going to be a discussion. You can send in your comments. Go to the comments section on Facebook. Send in your comments. We shall be reading them, and we shall be responding to you. Let us have a wonderful time in the presence of the Lord. And at this moment, I would want to welcome my guests. I will start with my extreme left. And this is Mrs. Jackie Kwesiga. She was with us in the morning service. Jackie, you're welcome. Thank you so much for sticking with us the whole time. It's been a wonderful time with you here, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And just next to me here is Jackie Rabzi. I call her Rabzi. Yes, but she's Jackie Ravajungu. She'll be telling us more about herself because she's just joined us this evening. She wasn't with us in the morning. I believe you're going to be very blessed. Mr. Jackie, could you maybe first introduce yourself once again to those who may not have been with us in the morning? Brief introduction.
Thank you very much, Pastor Irene. Good evening, everyone, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. My name is Jackie Marlene Kwesiga. I am a mother of 3 boys, and I'm very blessed and happy to be here this evening to be hosted by Irene, and I hope each and every one of you watching in is going to be blessed. Thank you.
And then to my next Jackie right here. Jackie, I will start with you. Since we didn't have you in the morning with us, you are watching service online. I want you to briefly introduce yourself to our viewers. Tell them about yourself. Tell them, just anything you feel like.
I am Jackie Ravaju. Most people know me by Jackie Rapsi. I'm a mother of 2 children, biological, a boy and a girl, but a mother to many.
Amen.
And I'm a member of Amazing Grace Church.
Yes, you're welcome. Jackie, how long have you been a mother? How old is your firstborn? know that Lionel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think he wants to be a footballer.
Oh.
So I hear he goes after Messi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So how has it been for you mothering these children?
Mm-mm.
How has it been for you?
Um. Well, not so easy and not so difficult. One, I'm a single mother.
Okay.
Um, it's so that their dad is dead. He's there, but I'm a single mother. So I brought up Sam and Esther in a godly way,
Amen.
and those who are out there who feel like you are bringing up your children alone as a mother, as long as you put God in everything you're trying to do, it's not hard to bring up the children. Though there are moments when you find it is hard, especially when the kids ask you about their father, to explain that to them, to make them understand. Of course, it takes steps. The first time you don't tell them that whether you have issues, you had issues with the father or something like that, but it's just something that gradually go on explaining
As
to
they
them
grow up.
as they grow up.
Like you imagine what can they take at this age?
Yeah, and that's what I give to them. So like the challenge I had was when my son asked me about the dad, and this was because of the school. Each time he would go to school, it's me who takes him to school, picks him from school, attend the school activities alone. So at that time, he was in P3. So I had to sit him down and told him, truth be told, I told him that we are different. There are some people who have mothers, and some who are with fathers alone, and others with father and mother, and those who don't have mothers at all. So that was the first I really told him, and he understood. But as time went on, he's in P7 right now. When he was in P5, we had to sit, me and Tim and the sister, and I told them exactly how it went, and they really support me. They really support
told
me.
them?
Yes, I did. And they told me, Manny, you need to move on.
Okay.
Yeah. So
how is that moving on?
yeah, the moving on is positive. It's positive.
Amen.
It takes time to appreciate and to allow someone else in your life, but it takes time, and it's because of God. I have God
Amen.
in my heart. I move with God even when, and what has even made me more strong, because I joined this ministry when my kids were in, some was in P3.
Sure.
Yeah, was in P3, but we were on and off. We were on and off. I was still like, okay. But since I joined the ministry when he was actually like in P4, I'm telling you, this has given me it has changed me a lot in bringing up my children, how my children are, because from the word go I have tried to teach them that it's the best person in this world, or the best way of living is having God by your side.
Amen.
So that's how I've brought up my children, and I've tried to engage them in reading the Bible, talking to them about God. In whatever I bring, an example I bring, I'm not very good with the Bible, but at least the little I remember with their age, I refer to
Yes,
them.
and then you remind them that God is their father.
Is their father and their mother. Even when I'm not there, he's their father, and they have learned how to pray.
Amen. We
Yeah.
thank God so much for
Yeah.
that. Yeah, we shall be talking about that maybe more with Jackie, but our main focus this evening shall be appreciating the role of mothers in society and in the church. And I think I'll ask Jackie to help me here. What is the role of mothers in society, according to, in your opinion, just?
Thank you, Irene. I think, like we mentioned this morning, motherhood is special. It's a special gift. It's a blessing to be a mother. You are a blessing, and then you carry something that is also blessed. So I think it is a great responsibility
Yes.
that is upon all the women or all the mothers in the society and in the church. And when I come from a point of not only mothering your biological children, but mothering the nations, your nieces, your neighbors' children, your staff at work, just being that that person that is taking care of everyone's needs and everyone looking out for the other and making sure they are okay and they have whatever they need to be able to grow up and be the people that the person that they're supposed to be. So I think it is a great responsibility, and different people are at different levels of motherhood, and they are taking it on in different ways as they are being trained. So I think it is something that we would not do without, because being a mother, you're bringing forth another human being on the earth. And the Lord has blessed you and has given you responsibility and has given you this special gift to nurture and take care of until they are grown, and maybe they also have their own children, and maybe their mothers, or in this case they could be fathers. It is something that is continuous. It is something that is necessary. It's a necessity, and it's something that we are blessed to have, or rather we're blessed to be mothers. So our role in society is to continue to nurture, to take care, to protect that which the Lord has given us and has entrusted us with. And it doesn't have to be only the one I have given birth to, but if it's Jackie's son and daughter, I can be their mother, you know, at whatever point, you know. I have that responsibility. I am not just going to only look at these ones that the Lord has given me. If I can extend and the Lord gives me the grace and the strength to do it, it's something I should be able to do. And as we all know, it's not easy, but it is a great, great responsibility that we have.
Yes, and these days, considering, now when we've been in the church, you know, when we were growing up, we had community churches. Like, you'd have, your home is here, and you know we all go to this church. It was a bit easy, but these days we find that we mother people from a very big background. Like at church, I have children who have come from various backgrounds, and you people are helping me to mother some of these people in your department where you serve. Like, what are the challenges mothers of this generation may be facing? Mothering this generation, I believe it's different from what my mother did or what your mother did. Like, what challenges have you found?
I think for me, if I'll take it first, it's the children that we are mothering these days have been exposed. Very much exposed to the internet. They know so much that probably our time we did not know. And the fact that they've been exposed, they've also they think, or rather they believe they have certain rights to do certain things. As much as we had the same rights, the way we made sure or made our parents aware that, you know, I am supposed to have this or I should be doing this was different from the way they do it now. Now they're entitled. Some of the children that we have these days are entitled. And you are trying to advise them, and you're trying to show them what they should do, and they want to challenge you, and they want to show you that they know more than you do. They want to let you know that you're a traditional mom. That's not how it is done these days. You know? So it is a challenge, because I am not supposed to just go by that. There's certain principles, there's certain things we should follow. So if, as a mother, I will need to follow those, but I have to look for different ways of approaching these children and mothering them. If it's not also the old ways that will work for them now. No. So we have to look for ways that are good, that are great, to see how we can shape them, how we can support them, how we can walk this journey with them, so that they are also great mothers at one point when they will be mothers. So it is doable, but it is challenging. And as you've mentioned, sometimes the children that we are mentoring or we are mothering, even in church, they've come from different backgrounds. And some of them have had very tough childhood, have had a tough childhood. Others have not had the opportunity of even having seen their own mothers, their biological mothers. So they come from different backgrounds. And how we approach them is also different. There is no one size fits it all. So we have to say, okay, this one, Lord, give me a way
The
that I
wisdom.
can, the wisdom that I can
Handle this
use to mother this one. Show me how I can be that mother that they probably were not able to meet. To meet. How can I guide them? Give me the wisdom. Give me the strength. Show me the way I can be able to do this. And the moment we continue doing that as mothers in the church, I'm sure so many other children will get back on the right track.
Yeah.
Amen. And then you talked about the technology that our children are exposed because of the technology, because of the. How have you managed? Because you have a teenager right now.
Two
Teenagers. I thought it was okay. Yeah. How are you handling their life? You don't want to hold them back into this traditional form, but then you want to be that mother that protects their child. You want to know what they are watching online. How have you been able to do that? That's if you've been able.
It is not easy, and I know. My sister Rose keeps telling me that I baby children. I do not know how to be tough on children. So I have two teenage boys. One is 14, another one is 13, and as we've just said, the children are also different. Even if they are born of the same parents, they're actually different. They have different characters. Now, there's certain rules we have set. We've agreed, okay, we all need, it's time you can have a phone now that you're in secondary school, and you need to communicate with your friends, you need to access the internet. We've had to sit down and come up with rules of things that we should or should not do. This is the time that you are able to access your computer or your phone. These are the things that you are allowed to do. I have access to their phones, all of them. They have passwords, but I have my fingerprint on all their phones, so that at any one time I can access it.
Okay.
Now, I have not done that, but the fact that, I hope they're not listening, the fact that they know that they can easily access it means that then they can.
They're a bit cautious.
Yes, what they are doing. And we've agreed on what can be done and what shouldn't be done, and what times we should be doing these things. It is not easy. They are young, they are excited. Some of them are just meeting a whole new friends in the different schools they've gone to, and they're being told different ways of doing things, and they're thinking, oh, that's cool, but my mom doesn't let me do that. It is challenging, but one thing is, be a friend to your children.
Yeah.
So they are my friends. So they, feel free to come and tell me anything. Oh, Aaron, do you have a girlfriend? You'll probably say yes or no. The other one will say, I don't even know what that means. But I want to make it seem like, look, if you do have one, let's talk about it. What are the do's and don'ts? If you have a phone and somebody's sending you certain pictures or anything, let me see them. These are not good. These are not good sites. Let me talk to your friends, or their parents. Let me know them, so that they see you're not only interested or only looking out for pointing out the wrong they're doing, but you're walking this journey with them. You want to understand what they're doing and see how you can support them and how you can be there for them. So with the technology, it's difficult, and I'm sure every parent has a different way of looking at it and handling it. But for me, right now, with my teenage boys, it is. We've started off so well so far, but let's see how it goes.
Amen. Jackie, Esther and Sam, your children, they're friends with my children.
Yeah.
And sometimes I hear them talking about sleepovers. Mothering in this generation is a bit tricky. We didn't have those things growing up, but I think they've watched many movies. Oh, I don't know if it's a new trend. What is your take on sleepovers? Do you take your children for? Because of course I haven't taken mine.
I don't agree with sleepovers.
Why?
Because we have different way we brought up children, and the sleepovers, unless you're my brother, you're someone, a relative, not all relatives still. I'm choosy on where my children sleep.
Okay.
Because when they reach, it's not because that you'll be worried how they will sleep or what, no. Because by the time I'm giving you my children, I have the trust in you. You understand?
That's true.
But I don't, actually when they used to tell me about sleepovers to their friends, I would ask them, have you seen me sleep somewhere? So that is how I brought them up. It's, if I am going with them, this business of sleepovers I do not
At their
encourage.
friends' home.
No. By the way, I still bring in my past, the way I was brought up. This is the way I use them, because what we are is because of our
The way
tough
we were
mothers,
raised,
yes, and
yes.
the way we were raised. This business of saying that because of .com, otherwise we will not have children. Wouldn't. So I am tough on certain things. Certain things I don't agree with them.
Okay, you don't do something just
Because it is that trend. No, I don't.
How about Jackie?
I don't.
Sleepovers, the boys. Do you take them to their friends' places to sleep?
Sleepovers.
Yes.
I used to think that was a thing for girls.
And
So
you
in
don't
my
have
world,
them.
we do not know
No
sleepovers.
And they've never asked?
And they've never asked, and I don't think, yes, they've
What
never
is
asked.
that?
And most of my friends who also their kids are friends of mine, they are girls. So it's very difficult to have boys have a sleepover at Texas place. So that has not come up at my at home. But also my sons, I mean, they have an amazing father. He would not hear of that. He's a bit traditional.
Yes.
He would not hear of anything like a sleepover. So we have not had that come up. And my sisters just mentioned that they are watching, so I hope they're not going to ask for a sleepover. It's not going to happen.
We won't let them. Please send in your questions. If there's anything you'd want the ladies to respond to, you can talk to us. Send in your comments as we continue. Maybe something we would want to discuss about motherhood. When does it end? This journey of motherhood.
It never ends.
It never ends.
Why? I thought when your children are off maybe to university, you'll be
No.
like, okay, now I've got a break. Let me
And I'm going
let
to
me
read
live
it
my
back
life.
to you, because now we take it the scripture way.
Yes.
The way God created us, we have that. I don't know how I could call Jackie, help me on that. It's, yeah, there's, I don't know whether we have a different heart or God gave us special heart and special blood. There's no day you can hear a woman or a mother has retired from being a mother. Even when your son or daughter has grown, is married, you will still look after them. Then the grandchildren, you know, it's like it's like something that
A
goes
journey
on.
that
It's
never
a journey
ends.
that never ends,
So-
unless when God calls
So
you.
when
That's
does
when-
mommy rest?
I think
There's-
it doesn't
doesn't
end
end.
because also it's something that is permanent.
Yeah.
Once you have a child,
You have a child.
that is it. You're not going to put them back.
So when does mommy get a rest? Since this journey never comes to an end.
Mommies never rest.
Why?
Because even when your children, let me say, if they're not around you, like
Your heart
parents,
is there.
yeah, your parents have sent their children outside of this, outside of the country to go and study. You still, there's no night you sleep without finding out. And if you do, you have other children, like Jackie said, she has 3 boys, but she has other children who are not biological.
That is right.
Likewise, yeah.
Yes.
So there's every day there's someone you're trying to mother in
mother
one.
someone.
Even your own siblings, they may be older than you, but there's a way you
keep
come
coming
in, you keep coming, and that is one thing at times when you try to come in, some people misunderstand you. But because you're a mother, someone thinks the instinct comes in and someone thinks you're fighting. You're trying to be bossy, but you're trying to be, that motherly instinct comes out.
It's in there.
It comes in. Now like me, I'm born in just 6 boys. So I've been a mother to them throughout. So this, when you want to, they try to show you that they are big boys, they've grown, they have their own homes. But
you
this,
still
that,
want to
you,
come in.
yeah, like you want to go to their homes, you try to talk to the kids, but you know their mother is there, but still,
You feel the
you feel
urge
the
to
urge.
chip in once in
So
a
like,
while.
I think motherhood doesn't stop.
So how can mothers get a break? Don't you feel tired sometimes?
Yeah, you do,
You feel
but
like-
you thank God. You thank God that you have children, you have people who look up to you as a mother. There's something that I didn't want to share, but I'll say it. like there are some mothers or women out there, not mothers, women, who would want to have their own children.
That is true.
But it's something that's very painful. I would wish everybody would have a child, their own biological kid. I remember when we were growing up, when we would do something bad, my mother would say, I pray you, it's a saying in Donyankole,
No kazari.
no kazari, meaning
You'll have children one day.
you should, is it
You
you should
should.
have,
You should have.
you should have children, like when you really disturb them, like she doesn't know what to do to you, so she's like, what you're doing to me, I wish you can also get that share of it, yeah?
Okay.
So motherhood, I think, doesn't stop.
And I think you get tired.
Yeah,
I speaking for myself, and we were talking about it earlier. Said, think especially when they were younger, when my children were younger. And I'm like, God, can I just put them back in my tummy and just rest?
To breathe.
Because to them, you're everything.
Yeah.
You are a teacher. You are the cook.
You are their role model. You are
you're
the
literally everything, and you
Yeah.
have answers to all the questions.
Yeah.
Whether they will ask you something and you're like, Jesus, how am I supposed to know that? But for them, you are their dictionary, you are their Bible, you are their everything.
They expect you
And
to-
that repeats itself. Everyone who has a mother, they just look up to them for entirely everything until they're much older. But then, like you said before, we don't stop calling them also mommy. We continue, even a 60-year-old will be calling their mother mommy. So that one goes on for good. But we do get tired. Personally, I do get tired, and I'm not ashamed to say this. I will go to the bedroom and lock myself up, and they will knock on the door, and I will pretend I have not had them. It is honestly,
Yes.
because
Yeah.
you, as a
They
working
have
mother,
me time
Yeah.
sometimes.
sometimes I have had a very, very difficult day at work. And I am stressed, or I am pressed for certain deadlines, and I'm trying to think of a solution to something that I need to deliver at work. And then I get there and it's, mommy, my homework. Mommy, they stole my pencil. And mommy, this. And mommy, that. I'm like, hey, please, stop.
Yeah.
I am tired. And then they're all looking at you like, how can you
answer
scream, or
us
how
like-
can you answer like that?
Yeah.
But I'm a human being. I do get tired. And I have nobody to blame. I'm not blaming them. I'm not blaming that probably my husband is not supporting me or helping me. He is. But it's just that we do get tired. And it's okay I keep telling myself it's okay to take some time off and rest.
That is right.
Yes. And sort of like, it's like you are a full bottle, and now they have drunk everything. It's now an empty bottle. You need to go and refill. You need to go somewhere and say, okay.
Yeah.
Then you come back, and then you can continue with the mothering that never ends.
Amen. And then we spoke about that being a working mother earlier on today, the challenges that come with it. Like maybe could you tell the people just a little bit of it, how you've managed to make it? Because right now you're actually country director. How do you manage? Like now,
I mean,
I think it's
it's
a lot
tough.
of work.
It is tough, but it's a choice I made, and it's something that I love to do. I am. Sometimes they say that I'm a workaholic, but I love work, and I'm passionate about what I do. But I also love my children, and I love family, and I want to see them happy, and I want to raise them the right way. I want to be there for them for each and everything, the activity, be it sports day, I do not know, birthdays and everything, but I also want to do an excellent job, in my career. And I can't say it is easy. It is tough, and it's been tough, but I've tried to balance, and I've tried to bring in other people to mother with me.
Amen.
And one of my strongest pillars, I said, is my mother,
Yes.
and the next one is my sister Rose. And I was also blessed with a sister in love, Rachel, who loves my kids like they're her own. Actually, I think they feel like they are the same age with us, so they can talk to her about certain things.
Yeah.
But I let that happen intentionally, because I don't think a child can be raised by one person. Yeah, it takes a whole village to raise a child.
That is true.
Literally. So I brought them in, and the times when I wasn't present, I'm not there for a visiting day, I'm not there for a birthday, they stepped in and played that motherly role, just where I have not been able to be present, and I'm at work, or rather I'm doing an assignment that does not allow me to be there.
Yes.
Now, it doesn't mean that I don't get sad sometimes that I have missed a very important milestone in my kid's life. It does, but I'm thinking there's a reason for doing this,
Yes,
and
not
it's all worth
negligence.
it.
Yes.
And it is, if I'm going to be on a Skype call with them and watch the birthday on Skype, I'm not there to hug them and to kiss them and tuck them into bed, but I know my sisters are there.
Yes.
They're doing that for me, and I'm doing something equally important here. Now, the job that I do, we serve persons with disabilities, and I'm very passionate about such people and vulnerable people. So if I can also make another stranger smile, I might not do it directly, and I'm doing it indirectly, and also I'm going to then come back and have the means to also bring a smile to my children. Then I think I am happy and I'm content with that.
Thank you very
So,
much. I think you've answered someone's question actually. Collins here was asking, how does a career-oriented mother balance parenting and her profession? And I think that is what you have just done. Jackie has done that as well. I've watched you help your brothers, children. We meet at school sometimes when you're picking up Keza, and thank you very much. And let's talk about disciplining children as mothers. You know, sometimes disciplining is really painful for a mother. There's this bond mothers share with their children. How have you managed to discipline your children without, it's not really, it's not in a heartful, like you don't care, but what measures have you taken disciplining the children of this generation?
I think the best, like the way the kids are these days, the best time or the best moment is to talk to them.
To talk to them.
To talk to them
At what age is
one-on-one.
From 2 years old.
No,
Talking.
when they understand what they're
Okay.
doing. Because, we were beaten when we were growing up. Yeah? But these days it's not like that. Because even at school they don't beat them. So if you beat them at home, then you are going to distance yourself from them. They will distance themselves from you. And yet you have to be friends with them. So at times when it's so hard for me, well, I haven't gotten to that, but like the challenge I have these days. Some got to go and read. So what I do, I talk to my brother. I say, Ambers, come in and talk to him. Because when it's a man to man, he sees it differently. Because because he knows that's mommy. Mommy is not going to do anything. But I used to use not corners. Like if he loves watching TV, you tell him from this time you're not going to watch TV, and you see how it impacts on him. But if you see he gets used to it, he knows that at the end of it I will do the punishment, and at the end mommy will let me do that.
Find something else.
You try something else.
But the Bible says if you spare the rod, you spoil the child.
Yeah.
So are you busy spoiling our
No,
children?
I don't.
Because you don't meet
Because if really you would have told me and said they are now spoiled.
No, they are not spoiled. They are good children.
I have other measures I think
Yes.
that I use really to talk to them. Then at times I try to, like, you've met all my children, so if I feel there's something, I say, Irene, please talk to somebody.
Okay, you can find someone.
Yeah.
They will believe
Jackie,
in,
talk
to
to
them.
whom they believe in.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I think also when I had just listening to you, I was laughing because we didn't get a chance for people to talk to
Wow.
us. For us, it was zapatos.
Yeah.
And the eyes.
and the eye, yeah.
The
And
mom-
the ears.
The mom
Do
just gives you
this.
eyes.
This meant that when the guest has left, or if anything, 2 strokes. Okay. And seriously.
She would do it.
But these days, naughty corners, and then
Talk to them.
I personally, I am I am very, very, I do not, probably I should say, I'm not very tough and very strict, and I've had my son, the last one, say, Mommy, she's going to say so much, she's going to assure you, she's not going to beat me.
So they know how far you
And
can.
so just like she's done, I have 3 sons, and I have 2 brothers, and of course other 2 brothers-in-law. So I gave each one of my sons a mentor, a male mentor,
Wow.
apart from their dad, of course. I said, now, this is your responsibility. They they are boys, there are certain things I won't be able to understand.
That is true.
There's certain things they would do and probably I would not know how to handle them. So each one of them is mentoring one of my sons. And I looked at their characters and I also know my brothers. And I'm like, this is the one who would be able to. And it's actually working out. My last son came to me and says, I think Uncle Frank is doing a good job. I need to go and stay with him often because they do appreciate these things. And as they grow older, I don't want them to look at me as, oh, you know, how this is a woman. She can tell me what I need to do. But with these people that we have around us, and even Apostle, he has had a chance to, you know, sit down with them and talk to them and listen to them. So I think that's the way we are doing it these days. And
so you find someone that they actually believe in, someone that inspires them to help you. Martha here is saying motherhood does not stop. My mom still calls up my elder married sisters to have a chat and find out how they were doing. Maybe roles change and some boundaries are drawn as you grow up, but no, motherhood doesn't end, in my opinion. Martha, you're very right. Thank you so much for your contribution. Charlotte Kemijisha, special cheers to you. Jackie Rabzi, someone is looking out for you. Yes, the apostle is saying, the saying, it takes a whole village to raise a child, meant any old person on the village could speak into a child's life and even discipline them. How practical is that in today's world, where some villages have some irresponsible neighbors that you wouldn't have to speak to your children? I think the dynamics have changed. Most of us are staying in the city, in rented houses. You may not even really know who your neighbor is.
As much as he says an old person will talk to his kids, like we have said, like what Jack has explained and what I'm trying to explain, that we try to, in a family, you can't fail to get one person that the kids look up to, and they have fear. Like us, we have our elder brother. All the kids know there's no joke when you go to Nalia. There's no joke.
Wow.
Then for Uncle Ambrose, they know his outing, but he wants books. Then we have this other one called Ken. That one, when they say Kenneth is going to talk to you, no nonsense, no laughing, no nothing. For him, he means
in stages.
So no,
if there is something you think this one.
No, that's what I'm trying to answer. Apostle's question was, we have those people.
It may not be a village
but we have.
But there are those people you can demarcate in your life.
Yeah, that you are like, these ones will, my children look up to them.
Amen.
Yeah.
That is very powerful.
Yeah.
Then Collins is saying, Kevin Collins, what advice do you give to young mothers, millennials, who have no clue about parenting? And this is because we have a bigger problem of absentee fathers and mothers who have delegated their duties to TV, the media, and house helps. Talk about this topic of parenting. Young mothers, they are millennials, they have no clue about parenting, so they leave their children to TV, or the maid will do all the work of parenting for them. For them, they are off to have a party with their friends.
That's a brilliant question. And just before I get into that question, maybe we should first think about, we're saying, Jackie, you are a single mother. They're single fathers as well.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
They are not mothers, but they're the only ones that are there raising their children. So I think for me, it can be done interchangeably. If they happen to only have their father who's going to play almost a role of a mother, of course not to bring them to give birth to them, but he's taking care of them and raise them. If the mother is not there, then that's okay. But in this case, young mothers that we have, as I said before in the morning, there's no school that you go to be taught how to be a mother.
Yeah.
It's many of us have learned on the job.
Because the animals do it right. You find a chicken with the food that
you will find a way. There's a way we were designed, that God designed us, that you right away know what to do, But along the way, yes, some mothers lose their way because of different circumstances or different things that they've gone through. But for some of those who are not doing it right, I think it goes back to what we were saying. There are people in the church, there are people in the society that they can go to, that can speak to them and help them. You know, if you have somebody that you know that is not doing a good job or is having trouble, or link them up to somebody who can support them and help them through this.
Sometimes it's out of negligence.
Yes.
So how do we handle that?
Some,
Do we bring in the law?
no.
Like if you find that your
if the
neighbor
father is not taking care of them.
No, just imagine you have a neighbor, like, okay, you know when you're a mother, so you have this millennial neighbor and you feel like what they're doing is so wrong for their child. What are the remedies, like, in our society? How can you help such a mother? It's not like they just don't know what to do. Maybe they are being negligent about it. Are there some laws?
You may find before you go, you take the law. You speak to the person. You may find the person, you know, we have a different way of dealing with problems. And that brings to stress. You understand?
You don't know what they're going through.
You don't know what they're going through. And maybe by the time they got that kid, something bad happened to them. So about this kid, I don't have time. Maybe she's trying to survive. Maybe, you know, it is to do with the mother herself, not
we need to
find out what is going on. And does she have relatives? If not, how do we help? How do we come in? You know, with the way the setting of Uganda, we don't believe so much in going out for counseling. But yet it would be the best to go to someone and confine in that person, and the person
maybe
talks to you, like you first heal. You know what brings that is when someone is hurting. Wow. So they bring all the problems, all the anger to the kids, and that goes back to us, like the single mothers. We usually, when you go through all this, we tend to bring back the anger to the kids, which is not a good thing. These are innocent souls that you brought in the world. Wow. So if you have any issue, you have to deal with you. If you feel you can't, then I'll get my children and give them to you, Irene, and I say, Irene, help me for a month with these kids as I heal. But that also brings to you if you want to get healed or to get helped.
Wow, thank you very much, Jackie.
I think it also goes back to our theme, or rather our role this evening. The role of mothers in the society. If I had a neighbor, and this is a millennial mother, she's a young mother and she doesn't know what to do. What is my role? What can I do to, apart from just talking to her and judging her and doing all kinds of things, what is it that I can do to mother those children on her behalf? How can I make sure that these children get the love that they're supposed to get? Because it's not their fault, as Jackie has said. In what ways can I do it? Not to show this mother that I'm taking over, step aside, but maybe as I do what I am doing, she's learning. Maybe she will step up. Maybe you say, look, I am here and I'm ready to walk this journey with you. Maybe if we stopped from just looking the other way and say, that's her child and these are mine, maybe we would change our societies. Maybe we would change our communities in a positive way. So I think I would call upon each and every one of us to look out for such and actually support them. And if you're going to bring them together, if you're going to bring them in your home and teach them and show them, please do it.
Do you know why that's very important for us mothers? You never know who your child will marry ultimately. So if you don't care at all,
but do you know another
you
thing?
don't know how
as much as you're talking,
out.
the real truth about all this, most of the mothers are working class.
Yes,
they don't have time. So it is very, very hard, because if you look at the percentage of women in Kampala who work, I would say 80%.
Or even more.
Or, okay, 90%. So now you ask yourself, the 10% are the ones who will have that in them, to look up to the neighbor's child. Because the mother leaves in the morning, let me say at 6, and comes back in the night. When will she have the time to look at the neighbors, even when she doesn't have time
to look out for her
own children? So I think also time has been
I agree, but since we are sharing and we're discussing, there's something that is very important but has been sometimes often misinterpreted or taken the wrong way. The role of nannies or maids that help us raise these children. I have been blessed to have a very, very good nanny. Has been with us for about 8 years now.
Wow.
She's literally raised Aiden. And those who know her and those who have been to my home or my siblings, they will say she's a second mother. She's a second mother to my children. And I have not left my role as a mother to her.
True.
I have not failed as a mother. But we have done this together. She's also a mother. She has her own children. She has actually 3 children and who are much older than mine. They don't stay with her. They're out there working and doing and making their own lives. But she has been there and she's now part of our family. And I know I can't say that there's certain things she knows about my son
That you don't.
that
know.
I don't.
Yeah.
And it is not bad. For mothers who are out there who are probably like me, you should never feel bad about that. It doesn't make you any less of a
You're a
mother.
mother.
That's
True.
Just like you said before, we do get tired. So if I'm going to get a little help from somebody else who cares for my child and loves my child as much as I love them, what is the problem with that? So we also need to appreciate them. We need to know that they do contribute something very big, especially if you're a working mother.
Amen.
And the fathers will be there, but also fathers have a limit.
They have their role.
And they also have their role. And there's so much that they can do. And it's not wrong to have a nanny or to have your children leave them with
Some
a nanny
extra help.
and you go and work or go to the salon, go have a massage. No. I support that.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yes.
We have some questions here, ladies. Martha is saying entertainment. We'll take like a minute on each. How do you go around that? Do you pick out what your children watch? Because that's the biggest industry now. Then the second one, she's saying, at what point do you beat a child?
Beat.
Yes, Martha is a new mom. Her baby is just months old. So she's wondering about entertainment. Do you go and pick out what your children will be watching at home? Or
Yeah,
how
you have to be
follow them?
strict on what the kids watch. And if you can, you could watch with them. Yeah, especially like the cartoons. But beating part of it, I don't believe. Because, like if you have a boy, you beat a boy, he gets used to it. You understand? Because recently my son was sharing with me what they do at school. When they fail like math, they're going to beat them. They put on 2 shots. Now, if he has that,
Survival
how about
instinct.
how about at home?
Yeah.
So I don't believe in beating. I believe in talking, being open with them.
Okay, another question here. Thank you, ladies. What advice would you give to mothers who have issues with their mother-in-laws, considering that they are both mothers? Why did you laugh?
No.
Because it's an interesting topic.
Yes.
And I can, let me start with that. They are mothers as well.
Yes,
And
yes.
I said it keeps on repeating itself. I am now a mother, and then
And
I'll
you'll
be
be
back
a
to a girl,
mother-in-law.
and I'll also be I'll be a mother-in-law,
Mother-in-law.
but I'll be a great one.
Oh, yeah.
Amen.
So the topic for mothers-in-law has been, I think it's one of the longest topics that has been discussed. It's different, but I think it starts with attitude and also
Yes.
one's character. Now, I was married in a small family personally. There's just 3 children and my mother-in-law and my father-in-law, and immediately I was taken in as their
Part
own
of
daughter.
them on that.
And I don't remember so much about my pregnancy of my firstborn, because my mother-in-law was literally there.
Wow.
In hospital, my mother wasn't there. She was the one who was there with me. And we did so many things together. We were very close. We traveled out of the country together. We did different things together. She bathed my baby for me and everything. So I think it's many times it's how the attitude from either side, and how you treat each other. If you go when you're ready to fight, the fight you
But I
get.
think there's a stereotype. People go into marriage thinking mother-in-law.
Yes.
But it shouldn't be
But
that
if you go
actually.
in different,
Yes.
I
This
think you're
person
perfectly
gave birth
right.
to your
Yes.
spouse, the person you say you love so much.
You
But
tend
I would want to also just to qualify that statement.
Yes.
If the mother-in-law decides to then become an intruder in your
Your affairs.
marriage or in your affairs,
Yeah.
that's where issues go wrong, and that's where many people have had issues with their mothers-in-law. We do appreciate that you gave birth to this young man
My
that
sweetheart.
yes, that I got attracted to and I'm married to, but give me some space. Let me enjoy this son of yours.
your husband, yeah.
And let me do it,
Yeah.
my way.
I think that it's better when the son, you can discuss this with your husband. If you're not comfortable in any way, I think he's in better position to talk to the mom. Okay, according to me, I think we need to be open about. I think when you try to play hypocrite in your marriage, that's when problems come in. I think it should be a free world. We have free spirits, as in you should be able to express yourself. Even the way I can talk to my mother is the same way I can talk to my mother-in-law. Respectfully,
Yes.
we can discuss anything. But people shouldn't go into marriage with. I think there's this horror of mother-in-law. It has been around for ages, but I think we need to get over it. I think as children of God.
Yeah.
Why? Because first of all, this is your mother. You owe her respect. You owe her honor. And then, if anything is going wrong, I believe you need to talk to your mother-in-law. The same way you can talk to your mother. I think, okay, that is my take on it. I don't know how people handle situations there, but I believe we shouldn't have that fear, When you start building that wall of
Yes.
mother-in-law, that's when things actually go wrong. Why? Because you think, if I talk to him, he might tell his son this and this and this. I think it should be easy, according to me.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. When you go into marriage and your mother-in-law is there, be their daughter. Don't show that you're a wife to. Yes, she knows you're a wife to the son, but again, also mothers-in-law, like Jackie said, at times they, especially if it's the only son, they tend to feel like you're taking my son away and not have. I don't know if it's called jealous. I don't know.
No, I think what girls don't understand sometimes is this person has raised this son. There are things they share that you don't know about. They share birthdays, they share certain tears, certain joy. So when you try to think about it, okay, put yourself in this lady's shoes and know that someday you'll be a mother-in-law. You understand? I think you need to understand that this mother, just the way you want your mother to understand, girls want to be so close to their mothers, everything, but even, this is someone's mom. They should not take your peace. They should not take your place. Give them their place. Have your place in a relationship. Of course, they can't marry their son.
Yeah.
So you need to be secure in your relationship, I believe. It's insecurities, I think, that usually bring in these issues. You think, for me, what I believe in is being open. I don't like hypocrisy.
Yeah.
I will tell you what I feel, and with love, speaking the truth in love. I think that is my baseline
That's
for.
true.
I think I agree with you, Irene. It's also, like we said, different people are different, and there's going to be great mothers-in-law, and there's going to be the ones that are a bit not very friendly. I think once you get married, and as you start this journey of marriage, I think it's important to understand the person that your mother-in-law is. Then that way you're able to know how to address any problem that might come up. Because the way Jackie treats her mother-in-law might be, maybe she's generally a nice person. Then I might not have a not very nice person, so her ways might not work for me.
Yeah.
She might not be giving me the same kind of attitude or anything. So I think it's get in there with an open mind and then study the person that she is. I mean, and if she's the one, if you know that she likes this, and if I do this, I'm going to be rubbing on the wrong side and we're going to have a fight, then try and see ways you can avoid this, and then talk to your spouse about it and say, I think mommy doesn't like this, or mommy likes doing this. I'm not comfortable with it. So how best can I handle it to make sure that we don't clash? I think that would be very important, as opposed to just thinking every mother-in-law is a bad one, because I don't want my son's future wives to think I'm going to be a bad one. No, I'm going to be a great one.
Amen. Apostle is insisting we didn't answer his question.
Which one
He
is that?
says, the saying, it takes a whole village to raise a child, meant anyone on the village could speak into a child's life and even discipline them. How practical is that in today's world where some villages have some irresponsible neighbors?
I think we just use that phrase to just say not only one person can raise your child.
Yeah.
And these days, and I think we did respond to Apostle. We also say, look,
Yes.
I'm not going to allow each and every one to speak into my child's life.
Yeah.
That's why I picked the mentors, and the mentors I picked are people I know very well. Their character, I have been raised with them. I know what they've gone through. I know what they can offer. I know what their spiritual lives are like. And that's why I picked him, Apostle, to be able to speak into my lives, the lives of my children. So that's what I'm calling my village. That is my village. In this time, that is my village.
Yes, I understand. Then Alice Wanjiru Ndaiga is saying, disciplining a child is unique to a child. There are kids who respond best to talking. Some respond to timeout, etc. But others, chiboko must be part of the menu. Alice, we can see you want to beat somebody, but yeah, it's thank you very much.
It worked for us, so maybe there's some who might need some bit of chiboko.
Then Angela Mohomuza is asking, are parents supposed to be extra tough? Some type of way when raising boys? Jackie, are you supposed to be extra tough to raise boys?
As I mentioned before, I do not know how to be tough. And I think I have been blessed with amazing boys and very well disciplined and brilliant, and so I haven't had trouble yet. And I'm not planning for on any trouble.
Amen.
But I think again it's stereotyping, saying that boys are difficult and girls are easy. I think all children are children.
Yes.
And what you put in them is what you definitely get out. If you put in rubbish, you get out rubbish. So if you nurture them and teach them the right ways, the way what things they should do, and you introduce the word of God and Christ to them, and
you train
guide them
in
and
the way they should go.
Exactly.
That when they are grown, they do not depart from you.
Amen to that.
Yes.
So I think it's possible to have great boys.
Dorothy is saying, spare the rod and spoil the child. Sometimes beating is necessary. Then Remnant V is saying, I also don't understand the horror of mothers-in-law. They are simply a second mom to you, and I feel like your attitude towards her from the start sets the pace and kind of relationship you'll always have in the future. That is Remnant V saying, Remnant, you're not married, you have to mother-in-law. But yeah, you'll get it's okay. Thank you for your submission. George William Semukete is saying, you have to talk about learning on job, but what advice do you give to these young ladies that can't even boil water and expect to learn everything on job?
Really? Who doesn't know how to boil water? I think what they're trying to say is, I mean, there's marriage and then there's motherhood. I think we are digressing a little bit. But there's certain things that we are taught growing up as girls, because we were also children at one point, things that we were taught while growing up, and then there are things that then we go out of our way to learn. Especially if I'm going to get married, I'll start thinking of, I have to know how to cook. So I'll probably try, if I haven't been taught or I haven't learned or I didn't do it, then I'll try and look for a way of learning that. But I think there's nobody who's just there and they don't know something because they do not know.
Yes, and these days there's a lot of avenues for learning.
Yes.
You have YouTube, you can go there and learn just anything, so you don't have to blame anyone for not teaching you anything. Then Alice is also saying mothers-in-law equals, she did an equation, mother-in-laws equals respect, space, wisdom. That is a submission concerning mothers-in-law. Then Mwesibwa Kevin Collins says, if you're always threatening that you will beat or discipline your children and you don't, they will learn and take you for granted. So only taking these children talking to these children does not work, in my opinion, I think it should be a combination of both.
That is beating
Calling
and
talking to them, I think,
and
depending
talking
on
to
what
them.
has happened. Yeah, you don't spare the rod completely.
Yes.
Because when you spare it, you spoil the child. Then Dorothy, someone is disagreeing with Dorothy, saying, I disagree because hitting the child creates a closed-minded individual who can only respond to violence, because violence leads to violence. As the Bible says, that those who live by the sword, the sword will die by the sword. Thank you so much, Benjamin. We've read your comment. Thank you very much, our viewers, for all your comments and your contributions. Maybe as we plan to close, what advice would you give on this Mother's Day to our mothers out there? I'll start with Jackie here and then Jackie there. Yes, what advice would you give to mothers?
The best advice, I think, is to be a friend to your children.
Amen.
When you're friendly you're close to your children, they will never do something and you cannot be surprised what your kid has done. But when you're friends, the kid will come and talk to you and you truly understand them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you advise us to
Be closer.
Be
friends
close.
with the children.
Amen.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Jackie. What advice, Jackie, would you give?
my last words would be pray for your children.
Amen.
Pray for your children every day, whether you're with them, whether you're far away from them, whether if you're a mother and you're not staying with your children, pray for your children, pray for their careers, pray for their future, pray for their spouses. And this is something I learned from in school. Our headmistress, Sister Kefas, used to tell us, pray for your husbands, pray for your husbands. And I would be like, but who's thinking of a husband? Who wants to get married? Or who's doing this? But pray for your children that you're about to have, that you will have, for those who haven't had children. Pray and take it seriously and pray diligently for those children, and you will not regret your prayers.
Thank you very much. Maybe what I can tell mothers today on this Mother's Day is to take this as a responsibility given to you from God, and it has rewards. The rewards of motherhood are evident, and also you do it as one that will give account when the Lord returns. So don't do it anyhow. Do it with understanding, knowing that at some point you'll have to give account as in these are God's people we are mothering. They're not our children. And having that understanding has helped me. I do not have a particular tie on my children. Why? Because I know these are individual people. They have their destinies. They have their callings. So my role is to raise them in the way that they should go, that when they are grown, they do not depart from it, and that they should be able to serve the purpose for which God created them to be. Let your children grow. Let them make some mistakes. As in, it will all be good for them. Thank you very much for the submissions. Thank you very much for being with us. And just before we go, we'd like to take our Holy Communion. This is what we do. Every Sunday night we have Holy Communion during this season of COVID-19. I shouldn't call our season of COVID-19.
No,
during this season, we
take
take Holy Communion just to remind ourselves that divine health is our portion. And as we partake of the bread, we remember that the body of Jesus was beaten and smitten that ours may be made whole. And when we partake of the juice, which represents his blood, we believe that everything that is not of him is flushed out of our bodies in the precious name of Jesus. Let us, wherever you are, please, it's time for Holy Communion. Take your bread, take your cup, and let us thank God. Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you so much for the sacrifice of Jesus Christ. We thank you because he died to redeem us. His blood was shed and his body was smitten that we may be made whole. We receive you right now as the bread and juice. Your word says that whoever eats my body has a part in me. As we partake of this body, we have a part in the Lord Jesus Christ. And as we drink this juice, we believe that everything that is not of Jesus is flushed out of our systems in the name of Jesus. And we declare that divine health is our portion in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen and amen. Please partake of your Holy Communion. And Jackie has a communication to make that I wasn't aware of.
Thank you very much, Irene. And today being a very special Mother's Day, We have our mother with us here today, mother for Amazing Grace Faith Church, and we wanted to honor her and say Happy Mother's Day. So that's from all of us, the mothers and the children that you have mothered at Amazing Grace
Thank you
Faith
so
Church, and
much.
we say thank you and
Nice.
enjoy motherhood. And also we have
so
one
much.
for Auntie Jackie.
Oh,
And say Happy Mother's Day.
thank you.
Thank you for being here. I've also been blessed.
Amen.
Been blessed by Apostle
Thank you.
over this commission. Thank you very much,
Thank you
Apostle,
very much, Apostle.
for our hampers. We bless God for you, Irene, and
Thank you
for
so
the
much.
Apostle over this commission.
Amen.
And we feel we are blessed
Amen.
to have you as our mama and papa. We are on the right track.
Yeah.
You pray for us, you pray with us, you walk with us this journey, be it motherhood, be it marriage, be it anything spiritual, and we are truly, truly grateful. And we thank God for you, and we pray that He will continue to bless you and increase you
Amen.
in the mighty name of Jesus.
Thank you
Amen.
so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much
for blessing you. Happy Mother's Day, Jackie. Happy
you.
Mother's Day, Jackie.
Thank you.
Amen. Thank you so
you.
much for being with us today, and want to remind you that we love you so much. Thank you so much for being with us, staying with us every Sunday evening, and for being with us, especially on this Mother's Day edition. We love you, and we are saying good night for now. God bless you. Let me bless you before we go.
Yes.
No, let Jackie bless you. Jackie bless the people who are watching.
In the name of Jesus, we want to thank you, and we want to thank you for the mothers, because the mothers is a nation. Thank you, Father, that you bless every mother who's been watching us. Any mother who's going in a challenge, may God's hand be upon them. And all the girls that are growing, all the girls that are being brought up by mothers who are bitter, may God intervene in their mothers' hearts. Lord, as we go with you and stay with us. We thank you for this ministry in Jesus' mighty name.
Amen.
And amen. Jackie, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much, Jackie, for
Thank
being
you, Irene,
here.
for having us.
Yeah, we've been so blessed. Thank you so much. Just look in the camera and say bye to the people.
Bye.
And good night. Thank
Good
you so
night.
much.
Good night, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers.